Welcome, kisses and hugs. This video provides an informational overview of Bitcoin's price activity over the past month and developments involving the company formerly known as MicroStrategy. The focus is on factual reporting based on publicly available information. Over the past month, Bitcoin has experienced a period of price decline compared with prior levels. At several points in February 2026, Bitcoin traded below certain price thresholds that had been observed earlier in the year. In late February, reports indicated that Bitcoin's price had fallen to levels not seen since late the previous year, and it was reported that the asset had declined more than 20% in a recent quarter amid broader market sell-offs and changes in economic conditions. Multiple sources described this decline as part of a wider retracement in digital asset markets during the month. This price movement was accompanied by liquidation events in derivatives markets, as leveraged positions were closed in response to falling prices. Bitcoin's market dynamics over this period reflected broader commodity and risk asset volatility, with multiple sectors of financial markets showing correlated movement during price changes. MicroStrategy, a public company with significant Bitcoin holdings, has been widely reported as one of the largest corporate holders of Bitcoin. As of recent regulatory filings, the company has disclosed holdings of more than 717,000 Bitcoin units acquired over multiple years and funded through multiple methods, including at-the-market equity sales. In filings released in late February, the company disclosed a purchase of 592 Bitcoin, the 100th transaction in its multi-year acquisition program. The company funded this purchase by selling nearly 298,000 common shares, as disclosed in its regulatory filings. These disclosed purchases form part of a long-standing strategy in which the company adds Bitcoin to its treasury over time. Historical filings show Bitcoin buys since 2020 under various financing arrangements. Due to accounting standards requiring market-to-market valuation of digital assets held on corporate balance sheets, changes in Bitcoin price can impact reported results. In prior reporting periods, the company recorded impairments on its digital asset holdings when market values declined relative to prior reporting dates. In various financial and securities filings, the company has disclosed unrealized losses arising from the difference between the carrying value of its Bitcoin holdings and the market price at reporting dates. These accounting impacts are recognized under generally accepted accounting principles for companies holding digital assets, and they appear in quarterly and annual financial reports submitted to regulators. The company's ordinary shares trade on Nasdaq under the ticker MSTR. Historically, the share price has demonstrated volatility that reflects both broader equity market movements and the performance of Bitcoin, given the size of Bitcoin holdings relative to the company's equity base. Regulatory filings and third-party market analyses have noted that the company's share count has increased over time because of at-the-market equity programs and other capital-raising activities intended to fund Bitcoin acquisitions. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission requires disclosure of material acquisitions of digital assets and financing activities. These disclosures provide information on the number of Bitcoin holdings, the funding sources used, and related share issuances. Some institutional investors have taken positions in the company's publicly traded shares as a method of gaining indirect exposure to Bitcoin. In addition, regulated entities have acquired certain capital instruments issued by the company, such as perpetual preferred stock. Public pension funds have also disclosed investments in the company's equity as a way to achieve indirect cryptocurrency exposure within broader investment portfolios, according to public disclosures. These actions reflect broader participation in digital asset-linked securities by a range of institutional investors. In summary, Bitcoin's price exhibited downward movement over the last month relative to prior trading levels, with reported declines in February 2026. The company formerly known as MicroStrategy has disclosed multiple Bitcoin acquisitions and holds a significant quantity of Bitcoin on its balance sheet. Changes in Bitcoin's market price affect financial reporting outcomes for this holder due to mark-to-market accounting standards. The company's equity instruments trade publicly, and institutional investors have used these securities to gain indirect exposure to Bitcoin. This informational content is based on publicly reported data and does not include forecasts or personal viewpoints.